Two Fords, 80 years apart. Hello viewers and welcome to McElroy's Motors. You are joining me at the Early Ford V8 Museum in Auburn, Indiana. If you recall my YouTube channel, last time I was here in Auburn, I was visiting the Auburn Cord Duesenberg Automobile Museum, which was absolutely fantastic. Let's see how this one compares. This is the original 1932 Ford flathead V8 engine to which this museum specializes in. So basically Fords from 1932 up until 1953. And I'm going to show you what's behind me here, and you're in for a treat. Good stuff from the Blue Oval. Here is a 1936 complete tool set from Ford itself. As you can see, it's got a tire pump, spark plug wrench, tire iron, lubricating gun, all that good stuff. To see it all preserved like this just makes me smile. Now this is pretty darn cool. This is a 1936 Ford Deluxe sedan. But not just your typical 1936 Ford Deluxe sedan. As you can see, it is extraordinarily shiny, and that's because it is made of stainless steel. Well, the body at least. But good grief. I think Tesla can learn a few things from the build quality of this era. I wonder if this inspired John Zachary DeLorean to make his DeLorean sports car out of stainless steel. I've always liked these old panel delivery vans. I absolutely adore the craftsmanship that went into making these Woody wagons back in the day. Woody wagons need to make a comeback. They just have to. It's been too long since we had a real wood station wagon in America. Too long. And even though they may not sell well, I'd buy one in a heartbeat. Look at that interior. Forget wood grain. This is the good stuff here. Here's an early adapter at a battery charger. I cannot imagine how terrifying this must have been. Looking at it while you see a shelf full of batteries charging away. I've always loved the styling of these late 40s, early 50s Fords. To me, they just made Ford. And we got some Mercurys here too. For any Disney Pixar aficionados, they might recognize that face. It's Sheriff. But my god, are these things cool. I would not be at all surprised if I were to see an Edsel here, but I doubt they have one. Given the fact this is focusing on 1932 to 1953, and Edsel didn't come out till a few years later. I think it's fair to say that I found my new home. Race cars, fire engines, and even an old school bus. Absolutely staggering. Oh man, even these commercial trucks with a wooden bed on the back. Oh my goodness me. I've also shown you this old tractor that they got here too. And look at all these model cars. Absolutely fantastic. And above them, a bunch of advertising from the era. Absolutely wonderful to see it. Don't know if those are the original advertisements. I don't know if they're replicas, but even so, very, very cool. Here's some old brakes. We got a transmission by looks of things. A steering box with a complete assembly, including the gear change. All good stuff. Absolutely love it. Wonder what's in here. Oh, this is really cool. It's amazing to think back in those days, a postage stamp was 3 cents and a gallon of gas was 10 cents. This is stuff I absolutely love to see. The original spark plug boxes and stuff like that. This to me is just heaven. Oh yes. And a Ford portable laboratory test set. Oh, that's badass. That really is cool. Henry Ford was definitely a stubborn man. He was the guy who came up with the idea to save costs when it came to the Model T, making it only available in just black. But it was his son's idea to make them all white. Classic Ford speedometers. Wonderful. I do apologize for the glare. It is in a, looks like a Perspex box. But I absolutely love this diorama. Absolutely love it. Whoever made this did a fantastic job. I am a hater of bursting people's bubbles, but I have to at this point, because I hate to burst the bubble of the band Coldplay, but I found a whole array of clocks right here. That is really, really cool. In fact, one of these clocks, as you can see here, was made for Ford's Canadian sub-brand, Monarch. I don't know if this is the only one in the entirety of the United States, but it's still very cool to see it. Look at these beautiful dashboards. Absolutely incredible. It is a sad shame thinking that four-door convertibles just simply do not exist anymore. But this one right here is an absolutely beautiful example. Again, the craftsmanship with these cars just beggars belief. And I love the classic V8 Ford emblem. Absolutely love it. In the 1940s, the history of NASCAR began, and they would take cars like this 1936 Ford Coupe and basically modify it to hide all the moonshine, soup up the engines. What would I give to hide all the moonshine and go racing in cars like these? It had to be quite the event. Something that, even though NASCAR exists in great spades today, but just to go back to its heyday would have been absolutely crazy. Big trunk for a 1936 Ford. Even though it was very quiet inside the museum, I had a wonderful time. I was probably the only visitor there. But I would say, next to the Auburn Duesenberg Automobile Museum, this is definitely a hit list if you're definitely a Ford fanatic like me. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to like, share, and I'll see you guys in another video. Take care. Now time to get into my very hot and very messy car.